Variables, piping. To use variables, also called piping, go to the menu and navigate to Questions and Variables. Here you can create different variables that you can then use in questions, answers, emails, and conditions. For example, you can use variables to personalize an email invitation, a confirmation message, or a follow-up question. In this video, we explain what types of variables you can create and highlight 4 scenarios. 1. Variables based on a previous question. 2. Variables based on data enrichment, for example, a contact list. 3. Variables based on a location. And 4. Variables filled with a random number. Go to your questionnaire and navigate to Questions and Variables. You can quickly create a variable using the wizard. Choose this option if you want to create a variable based on a previous question. For example, if you want the respondent's answer to appear again in the next question or in an email. Other variables can be created by clicking Add Variable. Give the variable a name and, if needed, add a description. You can also check Contains personal data. This ensures the variable will not appear in export files. Click Save. Next, click Add Variable Rule. This determines how the variable is filled. You could populate the variable with a random number from a range, a group name, a previously given answer, an open field, scoring, or scoring advice. The last 2 filling methods are explained in a separate video about scoring. User Agent shows the type of device the respondent is using. Variables based on a previous question. Do you want the respondent's answer to appear again in a following question or in an email? You can easily create a variable with the wizard. In the menu, go to Questions and Variables and click Create Variable quickly via the wizard. Select the question whose answer you want to use and click Next. Give the variable a name and click Next again. The variable has now been created. On the left, you will see a hamburger menu with all available variables. To make the respondent's answer appear again, copy the variable you just created and insert it into your questionnaire. In the same way, you can also make the respondent's answer appear in, for example, a confirmation email. Here is an example of what this looks like for the respondent. In this example, the answer to the first question, the name, is carried over to the second question. Variables based on data enrichment, for example, a contact list. In addition to creating variables, you can upload data enrichment. Variables are then automatically generated based on that data. For example, if you already know each respondent's name and want it to appear in the invitation email, you can use this method. A respondent's list would look like this in that scenario. Make sure you save the list as a CSV UTF-8 file. Then go to Respondents and import to upload the list. Once the import has been completed successfully, you'll find the available enrichment variables in the hamburger menu. You can then copy and paste these variables into, for example, your invitation email. Variables based on a location. To include a specific location in a question or an email, you can use the location question. Go to Questions and click Enter Questions. Select the location question, enter your question text, and click Save. Respondents can type an address and pin an exact location. In the results, you will see the address including the coordinates. To turn this into a variable that can be used again, for example, in a follow-up question, go to Questions and Variables in the menu. Click Create Variable quickly via the wizard, select the location question, and click Next. Open the selection box and choose Open Answer, then click Next. Give the variable a name and click Next again. The variable has now been created. On the left, you will see a hamburger menu with all available variables. To make the respondent's answer appear again, copy the variable you just created and insert it into your questionnaire. In the same way, you can also display the answer in, for example, a confirmation email. Here is an example of what this looks like for the respondent. The respondent can select a location, which is then carried over to the following question. Variables filled with a random number. You can also create a variable that is filled with a random number. In the menu, go to Questions and Variables. Click Add Variable, give the variable a name, and click Save. Then click Add Variable Rule and select the variable you just created. Leave the fill method set to fill with random number from range. You can now define your own range, for example, from 1 to 3. Enter the minimum and maximum values. In this example, 1 as the lowest value and 3 as the highest value. Leave the fill time set to start of a survey and click Save. Each respondent will now be assigned a random value between 1 and 3 as soon as they open the questionnaire. These types of variables can be used for randomization. Go to your questionnaire, click Edit on a question, click on the settings icon, and set a condition based on a variable. Select the variable you created, choose equal to, and enter, for example, 1. Click OK, and then Save. The question will now only be shown to respondents who randomly got value 1 assigned. If you would like more information, please send an email to support crowdtech.com.